Debt-free React says, what are your thoughts about taxes over time when Bitcoin becomes the global currency? Would it become obsolete? Yes. Like taxes will become obsolete? Yes. And it's not, it'll happen before Bitcoin's a global currency. And there's a lot of reasons for that. One of them being all countries are nationalizing and they're going to be increasing revenues, tariffs. So you might not pay income tax, but you're going to pay tax on products at least until governments shrink significantly. That's number two, which is governments are going to shrink significantly. They're way too big as they are already, but as technology improves, the need for government is going to disappear. I know they won't admit that. Nobody's ever going to tell you that, but it's just going to happen over time organically because people are just going to stop paying attention. People are just going to stop paying taxes. It's not going to be like someone's going to come on the TV and say, taxes are officially over. Never going to happen. But governments are going to shrink, not by choice, but it's going to happen. We're moving into a very decentralized world and government is very centralized. We're moving away from that 100%. And the other thing too, is that governments are going to start mining Bitcoin. And if you think about that, we've lived our entire lives in a system that relies on human resources, right? That's what funds the governments. That's what has allowed the governments to get so big. And the taxes that we pay, I'd say a fractional, like 1 to 2%, maybe, actually go towards the country, the citizens. Everything else is just pissed away with government workers, with payments to Ukraine, with payments to people who don't necessarily deserve it. There's a lot of people in Canada who don't deserve to be paid by the government. A lot of people, a lot of businesses, a lot of grants, a lot of bullshit. It's all going away. When you take away their ability to print money, everything changes. So instead of relying on human resources, we're now going to be able to rely on natural resources, just like they're doing in El Salvador right now. They have their volcano hooked up to a Bitcoin miner. That thing's printing Bitcoin, and that's what's going to fund the governments. So yes, absolutely. And it's going to be impossible, especially with the different layers being built on Bitcoin right now, with eCash being a big one. Taxes are going to disappear because they just simply won't know what's happening. It's going to be like everybody's paying in cash, but they're doing it with their phones. That's what's going to happen. And it's going to be fucking awesome. Excuse my language, but it's absolutely true. We're going back to a society of cash, but it's going to be global and you're going to be able to pay with your phone. And the people who are just tying this back to our living in the future community here, the people who are taking advantage of these tools earlier are going to be the ones who are rewarded the most between Start9 servers, buying and selling non-KYC, buying and selling Bitcoin with each other, breaking that chain. And the other part too is the Fedi Mint. So within the living in the future, we're going to have a bunch of different things. We're going to have like our own Nostr relay. We're going to have our own Fedi Mint where we can have Bitcoin on there. And you're going to be able to send Bitcoin back and forth privately within our Fedi Mints. So again, this is all coming. And if you want to wait until it happens, then you can. But if you want to join us now and earn that trust over time, that's the only way you earn trust is through proof of work and through time. Then just join now. And you're going to be part of this whole thing. And you're going to be a million miles ahead of everybody. Because Bitcoin's hard enough as it is, but you should not go through this whole thing by yourself. Living in the future, you're going to have some pals, some Bitcoiners that you can trust, that you can rely on, that you can ask questions to. It is amazing. It is such a beautiful thing. So I never push this very hard, but I highly, highly encourage every single person here to join. You're crazy not to. Yes, exactly. Remember to use Bitcoin, spend in your place. It's exactly what I'm saying. Like the guy who sold me Bitcoin yesterday needed it this weekend. And I'm sure once he gets some cash back, he's going to buy that Bitcoin back from either me or somebody else or an exchange. Get that Bitcoin off the exchange. You have to spend it. You have to use it, but never sell it back to the exchanges.